Hey y'all, Scott Johnson here, software engineer at Upgage. For those of you who are new here, Upgage is an employee engagement tool that ties business outcomes to employee outcomes. Now, what does that mean? It means that we want to start giving a stake to your technicians for identifying upsell opportunities on client properties. It's likely that you're not selling as much to your existing clients as they're willing to buy from you, which means that you have to serve more people to do the same amount of revenue. That's why our client Chris over at Greensphere Lawn is outperforming competitors who have twice as many clients as he does. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. What you see here is a feed of upsells in Upgage that have been turned in by technicians. You see we've got a variety of different job types. Well, right now it's just aeration and overseeing and insect damage, but in theory, you could have as many different upsell types being turned in by your technicians, which are going to show up here in the feed. So in this upsell card, we have a variety of different statuses that are going to help you manage the life cycle of the upsell. So we've got a upsell rating here indicated by the stars, which is the quality of the upsell. This chat icon is whether or not the technician talked to the customer about the upsell. What we've seen is technicians that talk to the client about the upsell have a much higher conversion rate. And then we've got the date, whether or not the estimate has been sent out, what's the estimated revenue for this job, commission that the technician is going to earn on this upsell if it converts. We've got some smarter metrics like what the conversion rate is for this upsell based historically on conversion rates for the technician that's turning it in and the upsell type. So you can click into the upsell to see all of the details, including additional pictures that have been submitted. As you can see, that's a damaged lawn from grub activity. And you can manage this upsell, the different statuses that we saw. As a technician logged into Upgage, I can go into the side nav here. I can see what my bank balance is, and that is money that I've earned on converted upsells that I turned in. So let's say I want to turn in an upsell, right? I can go to the submit an upsell form, can select an image or images for my upsell. Let's do an insect damage upsell. So this is going to be a lawn damaged by grub activity, so an insecticide application. We can continue. You can choose a video to submit with that upsell. It's just going to create a more engaging experience for the customer that's receiving that upsell offer. We'll skip that for now. We can select a custom address, or we can import your contacts from your CRM to make that even easier to select from your existing clients. But for now, we're just going to type in a random address. So we'll say 1 Main Street in Brooklyn, NY. I doubt there's many people with lawns in Brooklyn, but we'll ignore that for now. So next step is to verify whether or not we talk to the customer about this upsell, and you can even see a helpful metric here. You can see we're 20% more likely to convert if we talk to the customer about this upsell opportunity. So I'm going to say, yes, I talked to the customer. Continue. You can select a category for this upsell. So we've made it easy for you with pre-existing categories to choose from, or you can upload your own company's categories if we don't have what you need. So we're just going to go ahead and select from lawn care. We'll say turf insects, and we're going to say insect damage caused by grubs for the category. Now we can continue and type a description. I'll just say, while I was on Mrs. Jones' lawn, I noticed damage from grubs, so I knocked on the door and let her know what was happening and that we could treat. She said she was interested. And let's build happening around. Okay, so now you can submit this. I'm not going to submit this so we don't muck up our data. Another important element of Upgage is going to be goal setting. How much revenue do we want to do in upsells this season, and creating accountability around that. So we've made it really easy to come in and specify a time frame for that goal, what days of the week we work to create accountability around, how many upsells each technician should be contributing per day, how much revenue in total each technician should be contributing towards that overall company goal, and what the renewable revenue is on those upsells that are turned in. Renewable revenue is exactly what it sounds like. It could be a tree and shrub job that a customer is going to sign up for again in the following year. Now we're going to hop over to the dashboard view to see how we're tracking on the goals we just outlined. So as you can see, we've got 57 days remaining in our goal time frame, so about 2 months left. We've got some visualizations for how the company is tracking on each goal type, which are color-coded to make it a bit easy to identify. So we've got a revenue goal of $40,000 in total. As you can see, we are 95% complete with that at about almost $38,000. We are at 70% completion on renewable revenue, so we've got a little bit more work to do there, but we're doing well. And on total upsells, we are not doing as many as we want. And so you could see how if we were tracking on that goal, I mean, we most definitely would have hit the total goal by now. So down here, you can see over the past week how we have tracked towards those goals each day. And so this is going to be broken down on the year's total goals for each day and what the revenue numbers need to be, both in terms of renewable and just revenue in total. So you can click into that to see, okay, well, we had one upsell turned in. We had about $175 of estimated revenue for upsells turned in that day. So we almost hit that goal. Assuming everyone had turned in their upsells, we definitely would have hit that. And no renewable revenue for upsells turned in that day. And so this is the company view, but we can go in and actually filter this to see how each technician is tracking. So let's go to Nick's dashboard here. As you can see, we're getting some confetti because he has hit his revenue goal by over $4,000. And he's really close to hitting his renewable revenue goal as well as his total upsell goal. And so as you can see, things are starting to slow down a little bit since we're hitting the end of the season, but he can come in here and see how he's tracking on his goal. Thanks for hanging in with me through that product demo, and let me know what your thoughts are. What do you want to see in Upgage? If you're interested in seeing what Upgage can do for your service company, reach out to us on Facebook or visit getupgage.com/overview to book a consultation. Thanks again and have a great day.